you as a business can build exposure for your digital brand. Now, I'm going to talk to you about 3 different ways via which you can create a lot of exposure for your business, for your brand. First 2 are fairly popular and well understood and used a lot in India. The third one, unfortunately enough, Indian startups and Indian SMEs do not use enough of. And I would encourage all of you to try to, utilize the third form of media exposure creation as well. The first one is this. Let's say that Kedar runs a company. He has a social media team and he has a Facebook page. And let's say that Kedar's Facebook page has 100 followers. Now, Kedar's team makes a post. All 100 of them end up seeing it. It doesn't spend any money in promoting it. All 100 of them end up seeing that particular post. Now, the exposure that Kedar's brand has got to these set of 100 people is referred to as owned media, because these are Kedar's own band of loyal followers. So Kedar has got exposure to his own band of followers. This is owned media. Obviously, we know that organic reach is not 100%. Mark Zuckerberg has gone on record stating that organic reach starts going down as your follower base starts increasing, which means that when Kedar's brand has 100 followers and he makes a post, say 80 of them might end up seeing it. When he has 1,000 followers, he makes a post, 600 of them might end up seeing it. When he has 100,000 followers, he makes a post, maybe 20,000 of them might end up seeing it, which means that your organic reach percentages start going down as your scale and your follower base starts increasing, which is Facebook's own way of nudging you to start spending money on their platform. In this particular case, however, just for simplicity's sake, let's assume that all 100 of them end up seeing it. Kedar doesn't spend any money in promoting it. All 100 of them end up seeing that particular post. Now, Kedar's brand exposure that he has got here from his own band of followers is referred to as owned media. Now, Kedar is in a hurry to grow. He spends $10,000 and it's not a one-on-one correlation. Just for simplicity's sake, let's assume that he gets incremental exposure to 10,000 new eyeballs, which are not his own, right? But he's got this exposure because he has paid for it. It is paid media exposure, right? This is something that Kedar has got. Now, there is a third form of media exposure creation, which is even more powerful. Let's say that Kedar's post was so awesome. He doesn't spend any money in promoting it. His social media team has done such a great job that out of the 100 people who ended up seeing it, 50 of them ended up resharing it on their own feeds. And each of them had 100 followers each. Kedar has now got exposure to 5,000 people who are not his own followers, so it's not own media. It's not something he has paid for. It's not paid media, but something he has earned through the strength of his content. This form of media exposure creation is much more powerful because here I'm not getting this information from a brand directly. Whenever we see communication from a brand, what happens? Walls start coming up. I know that this is a brand that is talking to me. It's not a real person. But Kedar is my friend. I trust him. I'm seeing this communication from Kedar. Kedar has shared this from a brand. I trust Kedar more than I trust a brand. So I'm able to resonate with that piece of communication much more. Conversion rates will be a lot better through communication and media exposure that comes through earned media creation. And that's what is happening here. It's an extremely powerful way for you to build a lot of trust and credibility and unlock newer audiences for your business without even spending money, just through the strength of your content. So social media shares are a great way for you to create earned media. There are other ways as well. For example, PR is a great way. Let's say Kedar gets featured in an interview in the Economic Times. Kedar's brand has got exposure to Economic Times readership, which is not his own. It's not something he's paid for. It's not an advertisement on ET. It's not an advertorial in the Economic Times. It is a pure organic editorial coverage, which again is earned media through the strength of the work that the brand has done. Another way for you to create earned media is through customer referrals. Another way is third-party discussion forums. Let's say there is a discussion thread which is there on Quora with more than 10,000 views, where there are questions on which is the top payment gateway that I should be using for my business, for my website. How do I make this decision? Kedar has asked this question. He's an entrepreneur. Now, as a brand, as Razorpay, I have the opportunity to inject myself seamlessly into that conversation in a very non-salesy, subtle fashion and add value. If I do that, I gain access to all of those 10,000 eyeballs, which are not owned media. It's not something which I have paid for. I'm not running Quora ads, right? It's not paid media, but something that I have earned through the strength and the intelligence and the relevance of my intervention. So earned media creation, extremely powerful way for you to drive a lot of credibility for your brand and of course unlock new audiences for your brand without even spending money, just through the strength of your content. Now, if you're discussing about social media shares and earned media creation, we're getting very close to this topic of virality, which is a highly abused term. We've done a lot of things which have gone semi-viral. For example, we've done a lot of hashtag trending campaigns on Twitter across a lot of my experience. That Razorpay, for example, we've done hashtag trending campaigns using the hashtag unlock growth, where we've tried to crowdsource from the Twitter RT what are their mantras for unlocking growth in the post-pandemic new world order. We've done hashtag trending campaigns at Healthify Me for around New Year fitness resolution, because at the start of the new year, people take health and fitness resolutions, right? We've tried to crowdsource from the Twitter RT what are their health and fitness resolutions. At Simply Learn, we've tried to crowdsource from the Twitter RT what are some of their career wishes for the upcoming new year. And if you're talking about virality, we certainly need to talk about what was possibly one of the earliest examples of something actually going viral in the Indian context, which was the Kolaveri D song almost a decade back. While a lot of us would have heard of the Kolaveri D song, which captured the imagination of the entire country and the Indian diaspora living abroad, not a lot of us are aware of some of the backroom workings that went into making Kolaveri D the viral phenomenon that it actually became. Yeah, take a look at this video, which will give you that sense.
How much money do you think is required to make a song world super hit? 10 million? 20 million? We spent zero. Close the mouth. I'll tell you how. First, we shot the making of the song and then added subtitles for all the non-Tamilians. Then the most important, we added the collar ringback tone code for making some pocket money. We then put up the video on our YouTube channel and then seeded it on social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter. To get the audience watching and talking about our song, we created a hook, hashtag why this Kolaveri D, which is a commonly used phrase in my state, Tamil Nadu, when somebody irritates you. Next 3 days, full tweeting different irritating situations with the hashtag why this Kolaveri D, but we also added the link to our song with it. So people who could relate to that irritating situation clicked on the link, watched the song and forgot their irritation. They also understood the usage of the question why this Kolaveri D, and then they started tweeting about things which frustrated them with the hashtag and also added the link to our song. Basically, people love venting their frustration on social media, and we use this insight to get hashtag Kolaveri trending on Twitter over 3 full days. Even people like Amitabh Bachchan ji and Anand Mahindra ji tweeted. The YouTube views kept on increasing. People were viewing, sharing. More than 41 million views across 220 countries. People love to ape a trend. So we put up a candid video of our own people singing the song in chorus, following which hundreds of people put in their own versions. Some even organized flash mobs, not just in India, even Netherlands and New Zealand. Oh, and by the way, the total collar ringback tones downloaded was 2 million and still counting. This brought us so much revenue that we are still counting actually. Okay, the enormous online buzz pushed even TV and print media to talk about the song. Articles were written on blogs, tabloids and even newspapers. It was featured in news channels and music channels. Every radio station in the country played Kolaveri. In simple words, earned media is estimated to be more than 67 million rupees only. Money spent, zero. Mission accomplished.